Hello, in this video I would like us to discuss how to analyze literary works, especially novels in literature in English. So I have decided to come up with a simple strategy among many other strategies that one can use to approach a text in terms of analysis. Okay, so the strategy that we're going to use is read said. That is a simple strategy. Read stands for normal reading, where one has to read a particular piece of work, and then said stands for S, which is to separate that piece of literary work into different parts. Okay, for example, the different parts that we can have are descriptions, statements, names, features, interactions, events, basic ideas or ideologies, etc. etc. Then we also have the A, which stands for ask or examine. By this we mean one has to ask themselves different questions in order to get deeper meaning beyond these descriptions that we have identified as different parts of a literary work. That is what we mean by asking. Then we also have the I, which is to interpret. By that we mean you come up with your own conclusions based on what you think could be the intended meaning or the meaning beyond these descriptions, these interactions between and among characters, these events and the like. So you make assertions or statements. In other words, you are now deriving what we call themes, okay, from the text itself. That is the I. Then we have the last letter, which is D on the word said. Now D has to do with defend. Of course, here we mean your ability to defend what you have asserted, what you have stated, what you have observed. In other words, your ability to derive evidence from the text to support your themes that you have come up with as a result of closer analysis or closer observation of these different parts that you have identified from the text. Briefly, that is what I wanted to share with you on text analysis. Okay, now I'm going to provide you a very brief example on how these elements can be applied. Okay, the read said strategy, how it can be applied to actually analyze the text. And we use this most of the time, except sometimes we don't just realize that we are actually using this strategy. So I'll give an example of The River Between, a novel that is written by Ngugi wa Thiong'o, literature in English, Zambian syllabus. So we will not delve into details about the same novel, except we are just going to look at a brief description from the beginning about the same novel. Okay, so the novel opens with a geographical description about Kameno and Makuyu, two ridges that lay side by side, separated by River Honia, which runs between them. Okay, now from the description itself, we are told that River Honia actually unites the two ridges, Kameno and Makuyu, together like that, because the people from Kameno as well as those from Makuyu draw water from the river, and they actually use the same water for different purposes, and these include domestic use, agricultural activities, and actually even domestic animals as well as wild animals or different kinds of beasts that are found in the forest actually draw water from this same river. So one of the themes that we can derive just from this description is that of unity, because it unites the two regions together, though they're separated geographically by this same river. Second, the theme that we can also derive is actually that of antagonism or actually division. Why? From the same description of the text, we are told that when you come down, okay, now the first description is where you are looking at these two regions united together, okay, sleeping, okay, or rather being quiet of some kind, okay. The text says like they slept the sleep, the deep sleep of their creator. That symbolizes peace and unity, of course, which you have identified already. But then when you come down, you could see that these two regions actually faced each other like rivals, which came to blows, okay, to a fight, for the leadership of this isolated region. So that actually entails the theme of antagonism or actually division. And in addition to this description, just on the first page, we are told two different men rose, one from Kameno and the other one from Makuyu. A man who rose in Makuyu claimed that these two things, leadership and spiritual superiority, were left with them, and then the other one also from Kameno claimed the same. So basically you will discover that it is from the descriptions, the interactions, the names, and certain statements that we have come up with these themes. That is how we analyze a text, basically using this simple strategy called read, say it. Alright, thank you for watching.